Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm JC, and today's video is going to be an AuthorTube tag video that I got off of a channel that I just discovered. She's been around, I think, for a little while, but I've just discovered the channel. It's called Year of the Author, and the tag is the Valentine's Day writing tag. And I thought it was a little appropriate since Valentine's Day is Sunday. So, not my favorite holiday, but since it's approaching, I thought it would be appropriate. I'm going to read the question straight from my phone. So, yeah. Let's get started. Question number 1. Are you a romance author? If not, would you ever try writing a romance story? I am not a romance author. At least not intentionally. No. In a couple of my earlier books, there was a lot of romance related issues. You know, the cheating boyfriend or cheating husband and that kind of thing. But those weren't the issues at the heart of the story. So it wasn't centered around romance, at least. Yeah, it wasn't centered around romance. That wasn't the end goal. I mean, there were not happily ever afters, but there were happy endings where a couple got together that might have been fighting against getting together, but again, those weren't the root of that wasn't the overall point of the book. It wasn't a romance focused book, should I say. Would I ever write a romance? Probably not. I don't think I'm particularly good at writing a romance focused book. That's not my niche. Some people are really good at it, but I'm not one of them. I tend to like to stay in my lane. Question number 2. What is your favorite romance trope and how would you use it in your work in progress? I don't know that I have a favorite romance trope. I guess I don't know that it's my favorite. It would probably be, if I ever was to put a romance twist on any of my books, it would probably be something of forbidden love type of thing. Two people that aren't supposed to technically want to be together, yet they do, and they fight it and, you know, try everything to resist the urge to be together, and in the end they'll end up together anyway because that's where they're supposed to be. But for whatever societal reasons or cultural or familial reasons, like their families don't like each other or whatever, they don't. But the star-crossed lovers or forbidden love, that would be the trope that I would lean into if I were to write a romance focused book. Question number 3. Which romantic scene are you most proud of writing? Again, I don't do romance. I don't particularly like any of the romantic scenes that I've had to write. Hold up, that didn't sound exactly right. I've written a couple of scenes that were romantic, and I thought they were romantic. They were things that if I were a reader, I would like to read. However, again, romance is not my focus, and yeah, it's not something that I lean into. I don't have a favorite scene. No, take that back. In one of the books that I have to edit this year, there's it's called When Love Calls. And because it's been a few years since I've actually even looked at the book, I probably not remembering the scene completely right, but there's a scene where she's getting ready to marry the wrong guy, and the right guy who she's not supposed to want to be with, for various reasons, stops the wedding. And she ends up marrying the guy but the things that he says to her, which I can't remember verbatim right now, but I do remember that I liked writing that scene, and it was a wonderful scene to write. And I kind of cried a little and teared up and whatever. And she was about to make a huge mistake, and the guy she was going to marry was a good guy. And he was good to her. He just wasn't the guy she was supposed to be with. And she kept telling herself that the guy she was supposed to be with, she wasn't supposed to be with. And for a lot of reasons that, frankly, were ridiculous. But in her mind, they made sense. So, anyway, question number 4. When it comes to writing sex time, what is your go-to pick? Explicit scenes with all the steamy details, a light mentioning of sex occurring, but it's nowhere near exotic, or the classic fade to black scene and keep it clean? I'm going to lean more towards the light mention of details, and either that or fade to black. I either like to allude to sex getting ready to happen, or I might mention the taking off of clothes, the feelings that are involved when there is sex, but I won't go into explicit. It's not, I don't mind reading it, but I don't like writing it, and I'm terrible at it. And yeah. Number 5, name 2 characters from your work in progress that need to fall in love, but will it actually happen? Wait a minute, I think I read that wrong. No. Okay, name 2 characters from your work in progress that need to fall in love, but will it actually happen? There are none in my current work in progress. The character that of the book that I'm finishing up, she's already married. Her best friend, well, you might tend to think that there's a thing between them, but there's not. He's married. He's, however, kind of married to the wrong. I'll just say the person he's married to is really not that into him. That's how they say it. But he loves her, and she has settled for him. So that seems to be fine with him. They're not the main characters, so. But there's no one in my current work in progress that needs to get together. And even in my mystery series, the couple that needed to get together in the first book are already, getting ready to do book 3, so they're already together. Yeah, so no, I don't have any. Number 6, do you have any LGBTQ character relationships in your work in progress or other works? If not, would you ever want to write them? I don't currently have them in any of my works. I'm not going to say I wouldn't write them if that's the character that speaks to me, if that's their lifestyle. If you've seen any of my other videos, I've explained that my characters tend to come to me. I don't just out of thin air create characters. It's kind of like I dream and the story comes to me, or an apparition of the character comes to me and tells me that this is the story I have to write. So I write whatever my characters communicate for me to write. So if a character came to me that was LGBTQ, I'm fine with writing it. I write what comes to me. Number 7. How do your main characters feel about Valentine's Day in your current work in progress? It's not even brought up. It may be something I change in the revision, but it's not even something that they are thinking about. Again, my current work in progress, the mother is dying. She has Alzheimer's. The daughter is mommy issues. She's working on forgiving her mother for a lot of things in her childhood, and she has her own skeletons in her closet that she has to deal with, and problems in her marriage. So Valentine's Day, I guess the problems in her marriage means it should come up, but it doesn't even come up in my current in my current draft. Will I write that? I don't really tend to focus on any specific holidays I haven't. Maybe Christmas or Thanksgiving, but Valentine's Day has never really been a big deal to me. So probably won't be a focus. Number 8, offer one piece of writing advice for writing romance. Since I am not a romance writer, I'm not entirely sure I should offer any advice in writing romance. But if I were to offer any advice to someone wanting to write romance, I suppose if I wanted to write romance, I read a lot of romance. It's the first thing I think in trying to develop a know-how of writing in a certain genre that you don't have experience writing in, is to read that genre. Talk to other people who write romance. There are plenty of people in the AuthorTube community that write romance books. Talk to them, see what their advice would be and how they develop the voice of the character and the story and things like that. So yeah, that would be my advice if I were giving any romance writing advice, which I should not, because it's not my thing. So that's all the questions. Again, I will put the questions in the description box and a link to the channel in which I got them from, which is Year of the Author. And so that's going to be it for this video. If you like what you see and you want to see more videos from me, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments. Do you write romance? Is Valentine's Day a big deal in your books? Let me know. Okay, until next time, have a blessed day. Bye.